Hello everyone, I hope you're doing marvelously well. I'd like to introduce you to a new content creator on our channel. It's my friend, Mr. Mel Torres. Mel has found a home in the industry mixing social content for brands like Legator Guitars, FGN Guitars, Fortnum Amplification, and their plugins with Neural DSP. So I'm sure you've seen him about. And over the course of the last year, he has released and mixed over 200 different songs for social media content. So this guy really does know his schnizzle. He is a multi-instrumentalist, he is a great guy, really easy to work with, and he has produced and engineered and mixed a lot of material. In this video, Mel will show you his trick and workflow for outputting mixes consistently to stay competitive with today's demand for content. Remember, this is a guy that in the last year has created 200 pieces of musical content. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Mr. Mel Torres.
What's up everyone, it's Mel with Produce Like a Pro, and thanks Warren for the warm welcome to the channel. Today, I'm here to show you a handy little trick that I've used for several years that will help you output your mixes faster. If you're someone like me who often engineers in the same studio, deals with similar sources in various mixes, or is mixing an album that needs a consistent feel throughout the whole entire thing, then this is the trick for you. And all you need is a mix that you're happy with to set as a starting point. All right, so let's jump into the computer and let's get started. All right, so we're here at my DAW and setup, which is Studio One. But don't worry guys, this trick works in any DAW. So I started doing this trick out when I was looking for a consistent way to achieve mixes that involve the same instruments across multiple songs. And I know some DAWs have template builders that allow you to go from track to track or even save this as a complete preset to have all the plugins load up as soon as you open a mix. But not everyone has those same features and they don't always work one-to-one. But this trick for sure does. Recently, this trick has been made popular by country mixer Billy Decker. So if you want an in-depth course on workflow and templates, check out his course in Pro Mix Academy. I learned a lot from him, and this is one thing that he definitely expands upon in that course. So like I said previously, you're going to take a completed mix, one that you're happy with, that has all the elements that you're looking for. And I'm going to use it as the base point to mix another mix, demoing an 8-string guitar. So check out that mix real quick. All right, so in my opinion, I think it's pretty balanced and it's a pretty solid starting point for my next mix. So in this mix, I'm using DI guitars, DI bass, and mapped drums. But don't tune out just yet. This technique works very well if you're using real amps and you're using live drums, so long as the engineering techniques remain consistent between the two mixes. The one thing that you're really going to have to keep in mind with this trick is that you're going to have to be fairly organized and have a solid naming convention between the two mixes. In this mix, everything was still labeled similarly. Rhythm left and right, lead octave, drums. Here we had a bass high and low just to split it off because this mix we were experimenting, but everything else genuinely remained consistent across both tracking sessions. This demo is going to be using the same pickups as that 7-string guitar, so I can feel confident that these tracks and these guitar movements that I've done with EQ, the plugin movements, and everything involved in this chain is going to be relevant or at least similar across the board. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take your original mix and load it up in your DAW. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is go and create a save as. I'm going to title this 8-string template since the demo is for an 8-string guitar. All right, cool. Now that I have that saved, I'm going to delete everything that I have for the previous song. So since this is the new project file, this song and these musical elements are not relevant. This should leave all the plugin decisions like EQ decisions, as well as compression settings and levels intact, as well as allowing you to drop in new audio so these tracks will be received or processed relatively similarly, or if not identically to your previous mix. I'm not saying this trick is going to give you the perfect mix when you drop in these audio files and you drop in your new MIDI, because it usually never does. But it gives you a really consistent starting point from your previous mix, so you can easily get started and get to mixing rather than building your whole entire session from scratch. And the beauty about this trick is that you can build upon your most recent mix every time, slightly improving your template as you develop your mixing skills. So like I said before, as long as you're working with the same fundamental tracks, this trick is perfect for you. For me, it was always drums, bass, rhythm guitar, leads, and some production effects. The one thing you have to keep in mind is to keep yourself very organized and label your tracking sessions consistently so it lines up with your new template. All right, now that you've deleted all the regions from your new template, now we can start dropping in the new elements for our new song. All right, so right now I'm in the new tracking session for the new demo song that I'm about to mix. So I'm gonna grab these files by copy and pasting them from my DAW. Sometimes in other DAWs, you might have to export them to stems, but for me, I can easily just copy and paste it into the new session. So right now, I'm going to paste the new files in. They're not going to line up perfectly, but they'll get pretty close. So I'm going to pull in the bass, slot in my guitars, throw in the solos, throw in the leads. I've noticed here that there are 2 lead tracks here, so I'm just going to duplicate these over. And I've got another lead track over here. So I'm going to pull this down. And then I'm going to make sure that the tempos are correct. Now I'm going to copy and paste the MIDI information from my other track. Copy and paste the MIDI. Move that over. Line that up with the drums. Go back, check over. I'm going to pull in the production takes, like the bass drops and the 808s. All right, so now I have everything organized, dropped in. I don't really have my production level set, but I can set those to taste. But now that I've dropped everything in the template, let's hear how it sounds. All right, cool. I really dug that. I thought it was really close to where it needed to be. I feel like the rhythm guitar tracks and the bass guitar are interacting solidly, and it's a good foundation because it's really similar to the previous mix that I took this and based this from. But I know that the leads are a little bit more dynamic from song to song, so I did feel like the leads were a little bit quiet. And when the leads start stacking on top of each other, when I have 3 of these layers going on, I need to mix those accordingly. But now I don't have to worry about processing the drums as much and processing the bass and rhythm guitar because I feel like the relationship is pretty close to where it needs to be. I might tweak it here and there as soon as I start diving into the actual mixing portion of this, but now I have a great starting point and I know where exactly I need to go. So there you have it, guys. That's my simple little trick and hack for getting your mixes out faster. If you like this trick and you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, ring the bell for notifications, and let us know in the comment below any workflow hacks or any tips that'll help others get their mixes out faster. Again, if you missed it, I'm Mel with Produce Like a Pro. Thanks for having me on the channel, Warren, and I'll catch you on the next one.